Welcome! Let's jump right into this analysis of a stunning cinematic vision. Today, we aren't just looking at your standard travel brochure or a basic itinerary. No, we're looking at a blueprint. We are diving in to a meticulously crafted text prompt that's actually designed to command an AI to generate a cinematic 60 to 90-second documentary about Kerala, India. What makes this source material so compelling is how it uses hyper-specific language to instruct an artificial intelligence to literally feel, to create something authentic, emotional, majestic, and visually rich. It really shows us that in the age of AI, human imagination and our precise choice of words are the new camera lenses. We're going to see exactly how human creativity structures data to capture the soul of a real-world paradise.
Okay. Let's dive into this poetic narration hook. The source immediately sets a majestic, deeply emotional mood, not with dry facts and figures, but with pure poetry. By describing Kerala as a wondrous world of greenery, backwaters, and mountains, it anchors the AI's generation parameters into a reverent tone right out of the gate, and it specifically asks for this to be delivered in Malayalam by an experienced travel documentarian voice. You see, this isn't just a geographical location being described, it's God's own country.
Now, to make a short 60 to 90-second video feel like a complete epic journey, structure is absolutely everything. As you can see here in these 3 steps, the prompt instructs the AI to follow a chronological dawn to dusk journey. We start with an aerial sunrise, move right through the vibrant midday cultural explorations, and conclude with a stunning aerial sunset. This framework is like a giant puzzle that perfectly pieces together a natural, inbuilt narrative arc. It ensures the pacing feels completely organic, guiding us through a full day of experiences in just a minute and a half.
Awakening God's own country. Let's shift our energy to a tranquil tone as we transition into the very first visual pillar of this cinematic prompt.
The prompt doesn't just broadly say, "show water." It specifically commands the AI to generate aerial drone shots of calm backwaters at sunrise. It asks for traditional katavalams, those beautiful, iconic wooden houseboats, gliding silently through the water. It asks for surrounding coconut trees, lush green villages, and crucially, morning mist. That mist is such a vital instruction, right? It forces the AI to render atmospheric depth, creating a soft, ethereal lighting that makes the start of our documentary feel profoundly peaceful and authentic. Mountain peaks and waterfalls. We are now trading that calm morning mist for crisp mountain air and a dramatic shift in landscape.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the AI instructions deliberately pair human activity with the sheer force of nature. On one hand, the prompt asks for cinematic shots of the green tea gardens of Munnar, specifically highlighting the tea pluckers at work in the mist-covered valleys. This adds a wonderful layer of human scale and grounding. But then, it immediately juxtaposes that quiet labor with the powerful flowing waters of the Atharapalli waterfalls and the wild, untamed birds and wildlife of the Western Ghats forests. It's a masterclass in visual contrast.
The rhythms of rural life. Bringing our narrative flow back down to sea level, we are preparing for a focused glimpse into daily coastal activities.
Zeroing in on the Alappuzha backwaters, the prompt moves away from grand landscapes to highly intimate, grounded imagery. It requests visuals of active fishermen casting their nets, the intricate details of rural life, and children simply walking by the water's edge. This is incredibly important for an AI prompt. Without these specific instructions, an AI might just generate endless, empty, lifeless landscapes. By demanding fishermen and children, the prompt ensures the documentary feels lived in. It captures the true, breathing soul of Kerala's daily life.
Vibrant traditions and festivals. Let's pick up the energy here, because we are moving from quiet observation into vibrant, dynamic cultural celebrations.
Here, the AI is instructed to define Kerala's culture through its most striking traditional art forms. But notice the specific camera direction: cinematic close-up shots. The prompt wants intimate, highly detailed visuals of Kathakali, Moniatam, and Deyam performers in their traditional attire. Why close-ups? Because the intricate makeup, the vivid colors, and the subtle facial expressions of these ancient dances carry immense emotional weight. The prompt forces the AI to focus on the human expression behind the culture.
So the crucial point is how this level of detail translates a massive, multi-day cultural event like Onam into actionable visual data. To show the festival, the prompt breaks it down into iconic communal elements. It asks for people creating pukalam, those gorgeous, intricate floral carpets. It asks for the energy of the Valamkali boat races, people wearing new Anakoti clothes, and families sitting together to enjoy a Saja feast. It effectively turns abstract cultural joy into highly specific visual actions.
The flavors of Kerala, transitioning seamlessly into the culinary visual instructions, and a quick warning. This might make you a little hungry. And this brilliantly illustrates how detailed a prompt must be to evoke the senses. It doesn't just say, show local food. It lists the exact dishes: sadhya, appam, puttu, kadala curry, flaky Kerala paratha, and rich mean curry. Crucially, it dictates a highly specific cinematic food photography style. This tells the AI to use macro lenses, capture steam rising off the hot food, emphasize rich textures, and use perfect lighting. It's all about making you practically smell and taste the spices right through the screen.
A cinematic sunset conclusion. Let's return to a grounded, peaceful tone as we introduce the final sunset act of this structured visual journey.
To bookend the documentary, the instructions return to the sky, requesting a setting at either Varkala or Kovalam Beach. It calls for crashing waves, coconut trees, and a stunning golden sky sunset. But the absolute masterstroke is the final instruction here. A breathtaking aerial shot that merges nature, culture, and tradition all into one frame. It's asking the AI to pull back and show the grand tapestry of Kerala one last time, leaving us with a sense of absolute awe.
Orchestrating the mood and sound. Visuals are amazing, for sure. But now let's shift our analytical focus to the specific audio and atmospheric parameters required.
Let's move to and see how this builds the emotional core of the video through sound. The prompt dictates an experienced voiceover specifically in beautiful, natural Malayalam, delivered with clear pronunciation and deep emotion. To back that narrator, it requires a cinematic instrumental score using traditional instruments, a soft flute layered over rhythmic chenda percussion, and tying it all together, it demands ambient nature sounds. This guarantees the video won't just look like Kerala, it will sound and feel like the beating heart of the state.
Underpinning all of this poetry and emotion are some very strict technical constraints. We're talking ultra-realistic and photorealistic, 4K resolution, a cinematic 16:9 aspect ratio, natural lighting, and smooth drone movements. These aren't just thrown in for fun. They are the underlying foundation that ensures the output feels like a professional documentary, grounding all that majestic imagery in crisp, tangible reality.
Which brings us to a final provocative thought. We've seen how meticulously a prompt can map out geography, culture, food, and sound. We've seen how it uses dawn-to-dusk pacing and emotional cues. But can the set of AI instructions, no matter how detailed and poetic, truly capture the majestic soul, the lived-in warmth, and the authentic emotion of God's own country? It's a fascinating intersection of artificial intelligence and genuine cultural storytelling. It proves that the technology is only as powerful as the human imagination guiding it. Definitely something to think about as AI continues to evolve. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep exploring the incredible ways we are translating our world into the digital frontier.